Performance appraisal? Make you wealthy? Yes, I believe it can. I'm Lisa, and I have over 25 years of experience working in human resources. I'm the author of the book, Think Like a Recruiter, Get That Job. The link for the book on Amazon is below if you're interested. Before we continue, I have to give a quick disclaimer, and it's on the screen right now, as this is for information and entertainment purposes only. Now let's find out how your performance review or your employee review can build you wealth. Watch the video. You may have worked for an organization that has never done performance management, or you might have a vague recollection of doing one every year, but maybe you paid no real attention to it. I'm here to tell you it is important, and I think it can make you more money if you do pay attention. You know, I can hear you through the screen saying, listen, I have to watch these videos at work. Why would I want to watch them in my free time? Fair point. Here is what I think the difference is. When you have read or watched work instructional videos, have they shown you how to make more money? I doubt it. Most workplaces do the training task or have you sign the form because that's what HR is making you do. I'm going to show you today why you should have some skin in the game with performance appraisals for this job and for your future. In this video, we are going to delve into explaining the crucial aspects of performance management and performance appraisal form, why it is important for your career to have a performance appraisal on file, why you need to invest the time in understanding your company performance management process, the direct link between wealth building at work through performance management, and what you should do next. Join me as we uncover the secrets to wealth building using your company performance management process and achieving long-term success, how it can lead to new positions and exciting opportunities for growth. Performance management defined. Denise and Murphy described 100 years of progress in employee performance reviews in their paper. They indicate that performance reviews have been around as early as 1750 BC, maybe even earlier. Merit systems were developed and started in the 19th century in Britain and in the US around 1883. A merit system is a way to determine the awarding of jobs based on ability and performance. The simple definition of performance management is that it is a process of regular communication and feedback between a manager and an employee about their goals to support achieving the company objectives. The company wants to be successful, and they need employees that will help them do that. The employee needs to know they are accomplishing it, so there has to be a feedback loop. Your company has goals, and they have to be linked to your goals in the job. The form. The performance appraisal, or sometimes called the employee review form, is how they document it. Forms normally have job competencies listed, a way to rate, and a section to put comments for the performance. Your manager has to write it down, and they are not going to remember your contributions and achievements, and neither will you if it's not written down. It can be paper or electronic, it's the same thing. Why is it important for your career to have a good performance appraisal? Number one, so you remember. If you tell me you're going to remember all the great things you've done, I'm here to tell you it's not true. What I took from Julia Shaw's book, The Memory Illusion, our memories are faulty and data is better. You need to write it down. Number two, so leadership sees it. You want your manager and senior leadership to see the great things you've done. Plus, if you do well, that makes them look good. It's a win-win situation. Number three, management changes. Have you ever worked in a place and the boss you love left or changed jobs? Then you were stuck with a new boss that didn't know you. Plus, they might not feel the same way about you as time goes on. That's happened to a lot of people. The performance appraisal could be a positive jewel in your file and might help to offer some job security. Number four, for career advancement. When a company is doing succession planning, i.e. looking for future leaders in the organization, they pay attention to these documents. I once heard a story years ago where a well-known company put all the performance appraisals on the table to plan out their yearly restructuring. I'm not sure that's the norm, but certainly when thinking about filling those leadership spots, a review of the performance appraisal happens. Number five, leave a legacy. Even if you have left an organization, your reputation follows you. I think it's important to leave the positive legacy in writing in your file, along with the network of people saying nice things about you. This way, if your boss leaves as well, HR can use that document to give you a reference. Number 6, resume updating. How do you keep your resume up to date? I know I use my performance appraisal to assist. If you have a self-evaluation section, it forces you to turn that lens and take stock of your accomplishments as well as your areas to grow. This document will help you in keeping up to date in all you do and be proud of what you've accomplished. Even better, it will help you when looking for other work. You can compare what a company is looking for against what you've accomplished. We've talked about several areas why you want the form in your file. Make sure it happens. Why you need to understand your company performance management process. According to the Society of Human Resource Management in 2018, about 93% of organizations conduct employee performance reviews, with 71% of them being done annually. So in all likelihood, you're going to be working for an organization that has a system in place. You need to know it because you're going to have one completed, and it can help you make more money at work if you understand the game. Look at the policy. Go online and find the information the company likely sent you outlining the process. The secondary effect might be how much you impress your manager by being prepared. Next, review the form. Then the job description. It is likely will have job competencies, which are the specific skills, knowledge, and abilities to perform the job effectively. These are things you're going to be rated on as well normally. Examples of job competencies are leadership, teamwork, problem-solving, communication. You get the drift. Okay, the next thing to look at is reviewing the strategic plan for your organization. If they have one, it might just be a paragraph on the website, or it could be a 20-page document. Do a quick search on your internet, the company website. Remember, you are going to be rated on these things. You need to understand the process, as it could be the key to your future success. Your manager likely has a lot of people reporting to them, so you want to stand out to them, and the best way to do that is to create a carefully crafted record of it. Now on to the most important part, wealth building. Remember, Performance Management 101 is that you have to perform well, full stop. You have to perform well and have it documented to build wealth using the 7 strategies I'm going to discuss now. Number 1, promotions. Your performance could mean a promotion. Owen Lewis studied performance ratings in files of U.S. federal civil servants over a 5-year period. They examined whether a positive review influenced promotions and raises. It did. Those with good performance ratings were more likely to be promoted and increase their salary. Those with outstanding performance ratings had a 50% higher probability that they would be promoted. Also, employees identified by their manager as being in the top third of performers at the organization were fast-tracked into promotions, more so than the average employee. The author stated that performance ratings continue to affect career advancement 1 or 2 years later. Your performance appraisal might help you make more money at your current job rather than leaving. According to a survey done by JobList, 1,000 employees were surveyed. They reported that staff promoted to management internally made more money than external hires. Further, ADP Research Institute conducted research in 2019, and they indicated that a promotion can bring upwards of a 17.4% increase. That could help on the way to building wealth for sure. Number 2, a raise. If your performance appraisal is stellar, you might be able to negotiate a raise without having to change positions. The average raise estimated for 2024 in the U.S. is projected to be 4%. A raise can be given outside of any other increase depending on the company policy. Again, build your wealth while working. Number 3, cost of living adjustment. Once you're making more money, it is compounded by any future cost of living adjustments, referred to as COLA increases. A COLA adjustment is an increase that is specifically to ensure wages are keeping up with inflation. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, the average COLA increase for 2023 was 3.1%. So, for example, if a company says everyone is getting 3.1% COLA adjustment to meet inflation, you compound that increase on your rate. So, for example, if you make $50,000, now that increase will move you to $51,550. Then the other increases are applied, which, as I said, continues to get compounded as the years go by. Number 4, step increases. Similar to COLA increases, a job may have step increases within the wage band. For example, you are hired at the first step of your job annually. You move up to the next step until you reach the top step, and you keep doing that over the years. Increases are applied to all the steps. If a COLA increase is applied, it is applied to each step. There's an example on screen right now. And then between the steps, it could be, for example, upwards of 5% increase depending on the policy. So you technically got an 8.1% increase because you got the COLA increase and you got the increase from moving up a step. Not bad, eh? The more important piece is that your performance might impact your ability to move up through the step salary grids. Good performers move up, poor performers stay at their current steps. Check the company policy for details. Number 5, commission, incentives, and bonuses. At some organizations, you might have other ways to make money tied to performance, such as commissions, incentives, and bonuses. Commission is usually an amount of money tied to the sale of an item for the employee. A bonus might be tied to overall sales for the company. For example, not just the employee sales. An incentive could be tied to finishing a project on time, meeting a particular target at the company. The fact is they are tied to performance, and if your company has it, it will be documented in the company policy. Pay attention to the details. The average bonus in the U.S. is between 5 to 10% of people's yearly pay. Compound that with other increases connected to good performance, and you're on your way to building wealth. Number 6, recognition and reward. Capitalizing on recognition and reward programs at work, as they're normally tied to performance. Depending on the organization, there might be recognition or reward programs that are tied to your performance appraisal and can give you opportunities to go on trips or other types of rewards. It could be a cash reward. All of it could mean more money in your pocket. With great performance, you might be asked first to do overtime or get premiums above other employees. Other recognition could be that you are chosen for a project where you learn a new skill or take courses. These are diamonds in the rough, as learning could be worth huge money as your career progresses, either with your current company or the next. And number 7, fringe benefits. There are also things called fringe benefits, like a company car or housing. They might just actually be tied to a job, or it could be based on your performance. You could be offered this incentive. That means you save on those costs and build wealth. Again, I hate to harp on it, but it would be included in the policy at your company. If it's not there, you can always ask a question, as there is normally no harm in asking. Other fringe benefits could be working from home. Sometimes that's just tied to a job, but a lot of times it could be for high performers. High performers might have the opportunity over other staff, as I said. Ask to work some days from home if you can. You'll save by not driving, not buying food at restaurants, and you'll eat at home, which is likely healthier and therefore potentially less health costs for you. Save on wardrobe costs too, because most people at home are not dressing up. And finally, next steps. First of all, let me clarify that I'm not here to say whether the performance management process is a perfect system. It is an imperfect system, but it's all you have to work with normally. You need to understand your company policies, specifically reviewing the performance management process. Review the strategic plan. You need to know this no matter what job you hold. Is there a board of directors? Read all the information that is there if you can, so you can truly understand the business. Talk to your manager. And you can talk to HR, ask questions. For other benefits I listed, like incentives or fringe benefits, review the information and ask questions. You need to understand how it's tied to your performance. Find out what happens if you move jobs or leave, for example, related to bonuses and incentives. Start your own self-evaluation using the company form so you can capture all the great things you're doing. Make it a living document, not something that is only done once a year and that you just leave in your desk. This is your future, so spend some time updating the document with all the things you've accomplished. Show them explicitly what a great employee you are and how they need to find a way to keep you. Think about the job you want in future, including the salary too. Look at the job description and start planning. Draw connections between what you have done and what you can do in the future. Keep a copy of your performance appraisal in your files off the work computers in a personal account. So let's recap. Make sure you are performing well. Then start on your performance appraisal as soon as possible, researching the company policy and all the related documents we discussed. Wealth building occurs as you open the doors to opportunities such as promotions, raises, COLA increases, step increases, commission incentives and bonuses, recognition and rewards, and fringe benefits. We've talked about a lot of strategies to help you make more money at work with just a good performance appraisal. So you watch the video. You know what? You got this. Go and do it.